True or false? One television is similar but does not give the audience visuals, it just gives sound. True or false? To the first element of communication, the sender, is sometimes called the interpreter. True or false? 3. A channel is a physical means by which message travels from a receiver to a source. True or false? 4. Noise, also called interference, is anything that makes the communication delivered effective. True or false? 5. The feedback, is sometimes called the interpreter, is the one who finds meaning in the communication. True or false? 6. The channel is how the message is relayed, it could be a speech, a letter or a wordless skit. True or false? 7. Communication is not the core care of health promotion and education programs. In human society, communication can play an important part in daily life. True or false? It's speedy transmission. It requires only a few seconds to communicate through electronic media because it rejects quick transmission. True or false? 9. One-way communication. This is a linear type of communication in which information flows from the source to the receiver. In this type of communication, there is input, feedback, from the receiver. True or false? 10. WHO defined communication as the process by which an idea transferred from a source to the receiver with the intention of changing his/her behavior. True or false? 11. Noise, also called interference, is anything that makes the communication deliver effective. True or false? 12. Two-way communications is a linear type of communication in which information flows from the receiver to the source. True or false? 13. The sender informs the sender whether the message was understood as intended. Using the feedback and another element, context, the sender determines if the communication was effective. True or false? 14. Expectations is about creating an understanding of both oneself and one's world and being aware that one's perceptions of the outside world are also rooted in beliefs, values, and attitudes. True or false? 15. Intrapersonal communication. It is the process of face-to-face interaction between the sender and receiver, such as group meeting, interviews, and conversation. True or false? 16. Persuasive communication is usually in the form of a message that promotes a positive change in behavior and attitudes, and which encourages that audience to accept the new idea. True or false? 17. Speedy transmission. It requires only a few seconds to communicate through electronic media because it rejects quick transmission. True or false? 18. Any type of device that stores and allows distribution or use of electronic information are electronic media. True or false? 19. The feedback informs the sender whether the message was understood as intended. True or false? 20. Radio is an effective means of broadcasting information to many people at once. For this reason, radio is a form of mass communication. The mass media also include newspapers, popular magazines, and television. True or false? 21. Exchange of feedback. Electronic communication allows the instant exchange of feedback. So communication becomes perfect using electronic media. True or false? 22. Communication facilitates creation of awareness, acceptance and action at individual, group and intergroup level. The process always involves a sender and receiver regardless of number of people concerned. True or false? 23. Verbal communication is communication by word of mouth. In oral communication, speech or talk is the widely adopted tool of communication. The message is received through our ears. It may also be achieved through the use of mechanical devices such as telephone, radio or even a public address system. True or false? 24. A breakdown can occur at any point in the communication process. Barriers, obstacles, can inhibit communication, resulting in understanding. True or false? 25. Two-way communications is a linear type of communication in which information flows from the receiver to the source. True or false? 26. Auditory level of communication. The sound of our voice, including the tone, range, vol, and speed, affects how our messages are received and interpreted by others. True or false? 27. Health communication is the art and technique of informing, influencing, and motivating individual, institutional, and public audiences about important health issues. True or false? 28. Communication is the process of sharing of ideas, information, knowledge and experience among people to take action. True or false? 29. The feedback informs the sender whether the message was understood as intended or not. True or false. 31. Way communication. This is a linear type of communication in which information flows from the source to the receiver. In this type of communication, there is input, feedback, from the receiver. True or false.